We've been stuffing our faces with victory cake for the last 24 hours, but it's time for CommentForce number 41, so we're going to pause the forks, stop the stuffing, eliminate the icing, and get right to it. This is a show that is all about your thoughts, your ideas, your theories, and it's speculation. None of this is news. CommentForce always has been, always is, and always will be a show where we make predictions, we discuss stuff, we come up with crazy ideas based on your crazy ideas, and we have a great time together. I'm your host, Zach from SwitchForce. Gabe from ToadForce is here, and we are proud to present you an over-the-hill episode 41 of CommentForce.
Yeah, I'm basically the Tommy Wiseau of CommentForce.
Yes, Gabe. You didn't do it.
I didn't do it, no.
You swear.
I swear.
And then you throw a controller instead of the water bottle.
That's a thing I do.
Yes, occasionally.
I did not. That was such a great movie.
It's been a really good week. Just absolutely awesome last night. Nintendo taking home the biggest prize with Game of the Year. A number of other awards as well. Reggie comes out and does his thing with like Bayonetta 1, 2, 3. Like it's just easy as cake.
I really hope that comment made its way here.
Oh, it did.
Okay.
That comment is literally voodoo magic, and I don't know what's going on. So we'll get to that in a second. But anyways, thanks for all your comments this week. Gabe's been sick.
I have, and people notice in the videos, but they also didn't notice in the videos. Like, they're like, why does Gabe seem so disinterested? Why isn't he talking as much as he... I said it like, hey, I'm very sick. Like, talking hurts. Talking is why I got sick, I feel like, because I talk so darn much.
Talking is tough.
Yeah, I mean, it all started with the sore throat, and, it morphed into a cold, and I'm getting better. But, yes, it was a weird week. A lot of sickness.
Yeah.
And victory.
And I've just been playing Floor Kids and eating victory cake. So let's get right into the comments, Gabe. Lucky Ghost comes in first, and you're having trouble talking. Well, he screamed at the top of his lungs, I ain't sleeping tonight. Zelda DLC announced and released all in a matter of hours. I think that's just so cool that so many people got so hyped for this. And I love that Nintendo or gaming in general just can cause such a positive, exciting reaction. There's few things in life as you get older that elicit like this much awesomeness. I guess for most people, I mean, maybe some people retain like childlike wonder, but I just love that Nintendo did something so cool last night on top of winning and on top of new announcements. Just the Zelda, hey, it's out tonight, super freaking classy.
I was a little disappointed though because I stayed up, I set up a stream, I was ready, there was hundreds of people ready to watch. Like, I was live, I click start, and it says, hey, you have to have completed, these missions before you can play this. And as you guys may or may not know, I lost my save file for Breath of the Wild when I let, like, a friend of mine just play the game. They started a new game, and I didn't know that. I thought it would just create a new save slot, and it wiped my save. So I couldn't play it, so I had to cancel the stream last minute. Apologies for that. But I would have been really excited to play it.
Yeah. I guess for some reason we assumed since it was like a... the Champions Ballad, the prequel nature, that it was going to be like a separate thing, but alas, you did have to at least free the 4 divine beasts to get access to that Champions Ballad.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a magical thing Nintendo did. Just absolutely. Hey, go play this. But I feel like we can move on to Chris Gonzalez. I know somebody named Chris Gonzalez. Maybe there is no virtual console. Maybe they are just going to add games from the other console games to eShop. What's so funny about that?
I just love this theory that, like, the name is what's stopping it. Like, they're just going to add... I mean, it could happen, right? They could just add a lot to eShop randomly, but I feel like the absence of Virtual Console isn't because of, like, a structural issue. It's because of... I don't know that Nintendo wants to do it.
Well, it's because they're busy selling you consoles with, 20 to 30 games on them, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
For $90 instead of selling you the individual games for $5, $6, $7, whatever the case may be. So I think that's kind of getting in the way a little bit. It's definitely a factor, at least I would say.
I mean, this could happen. It happens with Neo Geo. It's happening with some oddball Game Boy Advance games. There's Romancing Saga 2. An SNES RPG is hitting the Switch. So in theory, it could happen. I think if there is any actual, Nintendo catalog, it's going to be very obvious and very categorized. I don't think it's going to be just personally, I don't think it's going to be just plopped on there.
Yeah, and I'm feeling very optimistic today. So I am saying that I think Virtual Console exists next year. We'll see.
Huh. Interesting. Well, Gabe, that's strange for you as someone who's always like, no Metroid, no Pokemon, no Virtual Console. Timothy Gal, though, gets a little bit of Zelda jolly time, saying, heck yeah, Zelda deserved everything it got. So proud of Nintendo. And I think we all kind of feel proud today. I think the fact that they came through in the clutch, they delivered a new console that sold like crazy and is so much fun, and they put out the software to back it up, and they've kept that consistent support throughout the year. The win for Zelda is a win for Nintendo, is a win for all of us.
Yeah, and we'll have a separate video about it, but this year has been unprecedented for Nintendo, in so many ways. A complete bounce back from utter failure with the Wii U, and now they have the most success and Game of the Year awards, and Mario could have won Game of the Year. They had multiple games that deserve this, and on top of that, all the releases, so much to be like you said, proud. It's good to be a Nintendo fan right now. There's a ton of stuff on the horizon. We just got an announcement for Bayonetta 3, for God's sakes. It's an awesome time to be a Nintendo fan.
Absolutely. So a lot of people agreed with that. A lot of congratulatory comments on that Game of the Year video. But Gronadio, Gabe, has something for us.
Thank you for answering my question. I'm kind of sad because I would like to see you guys persuade Gabe by his will to play Captain Toad. It's not going to happen.
Gabe,
I don't want to play Captain Toad.
I thought you've gotten over all of this junk.
No, yeah, I'm over it if we don't bring it up.
You got to get over these things.
Wait,
look at how nice this guy's little picture is.
Yeah, it's a very weird looking link. But I don't know. Wait, can I be persuaded? I'm sure I could be persuaded under correct circumstances.
I do want to let you know this is a man that I offered lots of money to eat ketchup, and he would not bite. So
literally, yeah, no, that I'm not.
So
doing.
Persuading Gabe is not something I feel very confident about. But Captain Toad is a great game. I would love to see it ported to Switch or some sort of pseudo sequel or something. But I guess Gabe is gonna stay thick topped. His mushroom top is all fungied out.
Yep.
Super Kyle J says this isn't about this. Just to give you some context, this is about should Game Boy Advance games come to Switch. And Super Kyle J says the Switch's power is already largely underutilized. I'd much rather have console quality games to take with me. If I want handheld quality, I still have my 3DS. I think games like this will encourage developers to put less effort into their games rather than making huge adventures like Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade 2. It's not that I have issue with older games. Until Xenoblade, Skyrim on Switch is like a full-time job, and that's almost a decade old. I just think if we treat the Switch like a console, like Nintendo does, then maybe third-party will too. So his point is, the more small games and the more handheld-style games we put on the platform, it dilutes its strength as an actual console. That's his proposition, at least. What do you think about that, Gabe?
I don't agree. It's just that you need these smaller games, and they are obviously not taken away from the big games. We got a ton of big games this year, and we're going to continue to get them. And insert random GBA game here isn't going to stop the next. I don't know what we're looking forward to. Metroid, it's not going to stop Metroid. Metroid's still coming. Like I said, Xenoblade, Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, a bunch of big games are happening. There's no way that, especially Nintendo, first party, they're not going to start making smaller games just because people are buying GBA stuff. I don't think so. You single out third party, which is okay, but Skyrim, LA Noire, Doom, Wolfenstein coming next year. There's room for both, and I guess that's my point. There's nothing wrong with the smaller games, and the bigger games are still coming. So it's a good mix. So I don't subscribe to this.
Yeah, I think I don't think that they're mutually exclusive. I think you can have both, right? I do kind of get what he's saying, though, about viewing the Switch more as a console versus a handheld, but at the same time, so much of the success and the reason for a lot of these games is the portability. So it's, I don't want to say contradictory, but it's yes, you're right. bigger games better, but I think, like Gabe mentioned, we're going to get those regardless. Like, that's all going to happen. And adding some other stuff, I don't think... I don't know. I guess, like, if I look at, like, PlayStation 4, that console has plenty of AAA games, plenty of, very, like, polished indies in the form of, like, Inside and The Witness, and also plenty of, like, small, more classic-style games. I think there is room for everything, and I don't think porting classic games really takes much away from Nintendo's like main studios or third parties.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're going to frame it like, hey, would we rather have Doom and would we rather have, Outlast, or would we rather have new projects? I get it from that standpoint, but that's more of like an old versus new, not like a size.
And the new projects are coming too. They just need time to bake. I mean, remember, the Switch isn't even a year old yet, so third parties are going to get behind it.
Yeah, and inevitably they kind of are already.
Speaking of third parties, Zach.
Yes, Link is not a third party, but I mean he's the third party of our twosome right now.
Well, yeah. No, I mean more of the comment. It says, Link from Hyrule says, what third party mature games would you guys like coming to Switch?
Well, we're getting Wolfenstein 2. We're getting Outlast. That was recently announced. Beyond that, I mean, I think
Bayonetta.
There you go. Yeah, I think anything's fair game at this point. I don't know that there's any, unless like some company came out with like some Manhunt XXX edition. I think
is there any fervor for Manhunt? Do people want that?
I don't think so. I'm just saying, like, unless there's something like super grotesque, I think any mature-rated game is fair game for the Switch. What do I think will come? I think the franchises that are successful on other consoles will come. I don't know how many original mature-rated IPs we're going to get from third parties, but I can definitely see, I think Ubisoft is a ripe candidate to bring a lot of their franchises over, whether it's old versions of them, like, we're going to bring, Blood Dragon, yeah, or something like that, or it's, trying to do a multi-plat release of their next. I think I have to imagine that next year Activision gets on board with this. They are the publisher that wants to spread their wings all over the freaking kingdom. So I would expect a Call of Duty next year on Switch
of some kind, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I'm happy with the mature games we know are coming. Wolfenstein, Bayonetta, No More Heroes, things like that. So we're good, right? Like,
I mean, that's what, 3?
Yeah, that's 3 that we know of. And he has mature in quotes. Maybe it doesn't even just mean M-rated. Metroid is a mature game.
Okay.
Like, it's not rated mature, but it's a mature game.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's stuff that we don't know about happening. We didn't know about Outlast a week ago. Now we know about Outlast.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the way that this is going to unfold, at least for a while. Even from Nintendo, it seems like they kind of want to operate the Switch on a announce release basis, or at least tease and then big reveal and release. I mean, by all accounts, Yoshi and Kirby are coming first half of the year, and we've seen very little of either. So in general, I mean, we're getting indie announcements that come out the next day. So I feel like the Switch is the seat of their pants console right now, and I kind of love it.
Same here. Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't think they can anymore.
Can't happen. Microsoft Rare.
Yeah, I understand that because of the Rare thing, but that was a mature game on a past Nintendo console, so maybe something akin to that they allow another developer to do. Who knows?
Yeah, again, I think it's kind of like everything's fair game, but anyhow, fantastic Mr. Vulpes. I don't know. He quotes me and says, "I like rare Nintendo controllers, and I love how rare they are." I don't know if I said that exactly, but okay. Spoken like someone who gets every one of their products free and early straight from Nintendo. I can't see him having this opinion if he still had to go out like everyone else and try to find these products for himself.
You do not know, Zach.
I have bought, except for the Joy-Con that came with the Switch, the initial Neon Red and Neon Blue, I have purchased every other Joy-Con set myself. Nintendo does not send, or at least not to me, Joy-Con or Pro Controllers. I purchased the Splatoon 2 one. I purchased the Xenoblade 2 one. I purchased... I think I even purchased my own. Yeah, they didn't send me one initially.
All right, continue with the comment, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, my point is everyone who wants one should have an option to own these controllers, and Nintendo products all the time, they are relevant to the generation they're in. At least your friend makes sense speaking on behalf of the other 98%. I, for one, am pretty sick of this whole Nintendo limited run on everything they do scarcity BS.
Again, you don't know Zach.
Yeah.
Zach doesn't wait around for any company to give him stuff. He goes out there.
But they don't even anyways. Like, Nintendo's good with games for, content and reviews, but not... I don't know if I've ever gotten a peripheral from them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. But
So I do buy these, and I don't know. I am an oddball. I am of the opinion that everything shouldn't be available to everyone at all times. Like, things that are limited are kind of cool. Things that are...
Zach's wrong. It's fine.
It's fine. But, like, the fact of the matter is, I don't see this stopping anytime soon. So whether I'm wrong or right, or Gabe's wrong or right, or you're wrong or right, like, Nintendo seems to really get a kick out of doing this. So,
yeah,
I think that clearly one of their marketing strategies is to have rarity.
Yeah, you can see it with the Switch. You can do it with you can see it with the SNES and NES classics. They have sparsity of their product. Like that's just part of it. That's what Nintendo does.
Yeah. Yeah. So
all right, Zach, you ready for some goosebumps?
Yeah, this one is freaking weird. It's 5 days ago, so this is 4 days before the Game Awards.
Yeah, Macro's gaming channel says
Marco.
I said Macro. Hey! Again, I diagnosed myself with dyslexia a couple weeks ago during CommentForce.
Gabe is a doctor.
Marco's.
Listen, send in if you have some undiagnosed problem, you don't know what's going on, and you want Gabe to diagnose you. Send it in.
Yeah, send it in. Marco's gaming channel says, I literally just want Bayonetta 1+2 collection on Switch plus a Bayonetta 3 reveal. Please, Nintendo and Platinum. Man, does this guy work at Platinum?
So weird, right?
This happened exactly the way he says it.
So weird.
And look, a Bayonetta collection, it would make sense. A Bayonetta 3 reveal, cool, it would make sense. But together, that was the weird part. Like that wasn't normal. And Marco, you're not normal. No, shout out to you. That it's very cool that you hit this right in. You hit the nail on the head with this. It is a little weird, but awesome.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, again, this was the whole Platinum teasing on Twitter earlier in the year just escaped my mind, and that wasn't even on my radar for what could happen at the Game Awards. And it was so weird that it was 1, 2, and 3. Yikes, Marco, can you tell us more about what happens in 2018?
Hey, Marco, can you be the
buy me a lotto ticket? Yeah.
Ooh, send us a lotto ticket for Christmas, Marco. If we win, we promise to give you some.
Benson.
Science time.
Benson Burner says, have you tried the Super Mario cereal, and do you think there'll be more flavors? Well, golly gee, we have. There's a video up tasting that all and testing that all out. More flavors, I'm going to say no, although I did think about and mention that I would love to have like a Donkey Kong Crunch and like a Bowser's Big Bites or something. I think it would be very cool. It just, again, like integrating more and more into other avenues besides video games. Like, we know that there's a Mario movie in the works from Illumination. We know that there's a Nintendo Land coming to Universal Studios. Cereal with Kellogg's, I just like that. I like Mario and Nintendo getting more and more involved and taking over the world. So yes, I want Donkey Kong Crunch pronto.
Do you know what I like? I like the mess you made with that video.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say that you wanted like a Twintel's thick.
Okay, where's this going?
Things.
Okay.
A cereal?
All right. No, I don't like cereal. I don't. Cereal's not something I do.
Man, that stuff is sugary. I definitely had a little bit of like a queasiness afterwards.
Yeah, no, that video was just weird to see because you were like spreading like the sugar all over the table. It was a strange thing.
Hey.
All right.
I was excited.
That's enough of you, Benson Burner. Avery Patrick says, damn, Bayonetta has become a Nintendo exclusive series. And that's funny and true. Right? I mean, Sega still has a hand in it, right? Platinum still making it. But for all intents and purposes, it's a Nintendo exclusive series now. The last the last game and the new game, Nintendo exclusives.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's, again, a sign that Nintendo doesn't really view themselves as the family exclusive company that they kind of had a rap for. I mean, even the Wii U was not that, but I guess because of the look of the controller and just the overall idea.
Yeah. Fisher Price, what's up?
But yeah, no, definitely interesting. Definitely kudos to Nintendo for helping bring about something that is not only mature or but like really good, really quality. I don't know. I just
do we think
everything they do seems to be quality lately.
Do we think that with Bayonetta 3 we get a new Bayonetta amiibo, because we have a couple now? Bayonetta's in Smash, more amiibo maybe?
More Bayonetta amiibo? I mean, there's multiple
for Bayonetta 3. I know there's multiple Bayonetta amiibo. I'm just saying for the third one.
My prediction is no. I'm going to be on the no train today.
All right, you're on the no train. I mean, it's possible. It's seemingly Nintendo really likes Bayonetta, and say what you will about the Wii U and Bayonetta 2 maybe not performing as well, but they seem to really like the franchise. You don't just go pay. Again, we assume Nintendo has a hand in financing the third one. You don't go just pay that if you're not like a fan. Like, Nintendo likes Bayonetta, it seems like.
Yeah.
Cool. Kinky you, Nintendo.
Joshua McJunkin says, there are a ton of GBA games I want on the Switch. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion, Golden Sun 1 and 2, Mega Man Battle Network series, Castlevania Metroidvania games, Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland, and Localized Mother 3. I mean, I thought this comment was funny just because he has so many wants, but also, like, it reminds you that the GBA has one of the strongest lineups, and if they were to bring even a smidgen of that library to Switch, I do think it would be really cool.
It would be, but how many people are going to go play like these games? Because yes, they're fantastic games, but for a younger demographic, right? If you're maybe, and I'm going to make a broad statement that obviously doesn't actually fit everyone, so give me a break. But if you're like maybe 17 and under, like how old were you when like you're really, really young for the GBA, I guess is my point. So you're used to games being a certain way now. Like, will people go back and play those and be okay? And it's just a question. There's nothing wrong. Like, hey, young people, I love you, but I do see how it can be difficult for some to go back to something like that.
But people do it all the time on Steam, with like indies that are
again more broad generalizations that I may be completely wrong about. But I feel like people playing and buying it on Steam are a little bit older. A little bit more of a hardcore audience just because, they're playing on PC. But again, I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. Don't hate me.
I think they're priced right. I mean, if you've never seen or played Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, that game is still fantastic and I think still has perfect appeal. Like, some of these, yes, but some of them also, if they, if they pick the right ones, I don't think that they feel any different than an indie game that is in that art style,
I guess I just mean graphically, right? Like, the resolution on these things, like, are you just going to stretch it out? Like, I don't know how that ends up going on the Switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I love all of these games that you mentioned, though. So, I mean, I'm all for it. I would love to play them.
Sure.
Electric Dreams says, awesome. I am so getting this and taking my Switch to a local bar here that has hip-hop and hot wings every night, every Monday. Yes, go be a floor kid, Electric Dreams. I'm all for this.
Gabe, some of your favorite things: hip hop, hot wings, and floor kids. This is your electric dream.
You are 100% right. This is me. This might be me.
This might be you, Gabe. Behind those sunglasses is Gabe.
That's definitely no. There's no beard, so no, that can't be me.
They're wearing a beard away wrap on their chin.
No, I do love this comment though. I believe I even commented on the comment saying saying, "Hey, let me know how that goes. I'm very curious." But yeah,
floor kids is a trip. I was playing on the plane today.
I liked it. Did you like it?
I really did like it. I just don't. I'm still confused on how I get flow. I have such a hard time linking the moves together.
Well, you're not a floor kid, obviously.
I want to watch your gameplay and see how many points you got. I was getting like 70,000.
I was getting comparable things, like anywhere from 50 to 70, depending.
All right. I do like the little weird sections where tap as fast as humanly possible.
Okay, so the crowns that you get, like the rating, did you get a 5 at any? I get 4 now consistently. Did you get a 5?
I got 1.5 so far, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Or maybe you're a better floor kid than me. I don't know.
Gabe, let's have real floor kids battles. Ryan Oliver says, I don't know if it's just me, but I would prefer more content where you guys are actually on camera discussing stuff and not just watching gameplay.
It's coming.
It's coming.
We promise.
We know you want to see Gabe and me.
Well, you want to see Zach and you want to see my beard, but we promise it's coming. We promise a lot of things are coming, but they really are. We swear.
Yeah, listen, 2018, we're going to be 43, 44. I mean, wait, no, we got how many more weeks? So, CommentForce 42, 43, 40.
Two more. We have 2 more weeks? No, 1, 2. We have 3 more weeks of 2017. After this
what I want to know is, we didn't start CommentForce right in the beginning of the year. That's why I was gonna say, why are we not at 50? Yeah. But it's because it wasn't birthed until later in the year.
It took a while to gestate inside of us. But yeah, we're aware of that, and hopefully going into 2018 and onward, we hope to bring you guys higher quality content and do things differently and make improvements and all that stuff.
Yeah,
we got you.
We got you. Coopster Thomas says, definitely don't regret buying Floor Kids. Switchforce showed me this and I immediately fell for it. It's actually so much fun. This video doesn't show it, but there's a wide amount of thinking to be done when using certain characters. Lots of combos, which is a fun part of the game. More combos equal better score. Although I hope there will be new characters in updates, which is doubtful, but anything could happen. The game is $20, which I was happy with. It does remind me of ARMS a little, since it's a small game but fun. It'll definitely be like ARMS if we see new characters come in updates.
I got so many Parappa the Rapper vibes. That's just what it felt like to me. And
I really like the idea of Tony Hawk plus rhythm game. That I think is a really apt description.
Yeah, for sure. And while they're in a similar genre, right? Like Parappa and this, it's still rhythm stuff. That's totally how I felt. I felt like I was on my PlayStation. I liked the game. I had fun. I mentioned it in the video that I made, and thank you for watching, Coopster. I'm not great at rhythm games. Just they're not my thing. But I had a good time with this one. I really like the music. I think the music is really, really well done, and the art style, while goofy looking at first, in motion, it looks awesome. I'm all about it. So honestly, this is a little bit of a sleeper game. If we make a list of best sleepers of 2017 for Switch, which we might do, I think this is gonna be on there. This game is fun. And I've played more since the video. The video was, only me experiencing the game for the first time for the first 20 minutes or so. Maybe it does open up and, you unlock all those cards in that deck where you can, learn the combos. And, there's a lot there.
Yeah. Floor Kids is definitely one to keep an eye on. There's a whole boatload of Switch eShop titles this month. So it's going to be hard to pick, cream of the crop. But I hope that Floor Kids... I hope that it stays enjoyable throughout. I think we've each kind of scratched the first couple hours, but I'm curious to see how it plays out later on, and I'm curious to see how 2018 and the rest of CommentForce plays out. What will happen in CommentForce 53? What will happen in CommentForce 69? What will happen in CommentForce 42? Nobody knows, and neither do you. So come back. Stay a while. Subscribe.
Please come back.
We'll find more of your comments this week, and you keep them coming, and we'll keep highlighting them, your ideas, your theories, in this speculative and fun comment-based community show. Before we leave, you know what time it is. It's time for Advice of the Week.
All right, my advice is, if it snows for the first time in a decade in your area, don't go outside if you're sick, because it's going to impede you from getting more sick. I don't know if you saw this, Zach, but I have a coupon for unlimited tangents, so I'm going to go on that very quickly. As some of you guys may know, I live in a part of Texas that isn't in the north, and we don't get snow very often. Today we got about an inch of snow. People freaked out, and like I said, I'm getting over a cold, but it was snow, so I went outside, and honestly, I just wanted to take a picture for Zach. That's
Thanks,
what I
Gabe.
Yeah. But yes, if you're getting sick, don't go in the snow. That's my advice.
That's pretty good advice.
Nothing deep for you this week.
My advice is also about sick people, and it's a little bit of a tip for Gabe, but it can be a tip for you.
He's gonna throw shade my way already. I can tell. Go ahead.
Sleep is the most important thing to people's health. So if you're feeling under the weather, or if you realize that your body is not up to snuff, sleep, and sleep at regular hours. The human body is meant to sleep with the cycles of the earth. not meant to sleep with the cycles of your own creations. So
I'm sick of your shade, Zach.
Sleep during the night, wake during the day, healthy, wealthy, and wise, and then you can play. Until next week, everyone, thanks so much for joining us. Another CommentForce in the bag. Nintendo reigns supreme, and we are all eating cake. Until next week, though, everybody, for myself and Gabe, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic one. Switch Force, out.